Oh, hello, you magnificent child of God. I hope you had a day filled with adventures and good work and time to enjoy yourself and some time of peace and quiet. And if you hadn't had any time of peace and quiet, I hope that now, right now, this is that time. Welcome to Bible Bedtime, Season 5, Episode 223. I'm your host, Dana, and in this podcast, I read a full chapter of the Bible in a way that will help you sleep in heavenly peace. In this 5th season of Bible Bedtime, we will read through the 5th book of the Old Testament in Deuteronomy. And we'll read chapter by chapter. And then, when that's done, we'll read through the 5th book of the New Testament, which is Acts. In each episode, after the chapter, I will read from the book of Psalms and finish with the Lord's Prayer. If you'd like to support this ad-free podcast, we are on Venmo. Just go to @BibleBedtime or search for Bible Bedtime Podcast. You can also support us through Patreon, and you can look us up there as well. Your gifts and offerings do help me offset the costs of the podcast so that I can keep it ad-free. And I do appreciate that every single day. But I also want you to know there's no expectation that you bless me financially. I know that we are all doing what we can with what we have, and just the fact that you're listening is a blessing. So thank you. Now, it is time to end your day. There's nothing left that you need to do. No more tasks on the to-do list. No more chores. No more of one more thing to do. Everything else can wait until tomorrow. Even God took a break. And if the Lord can set aside time to rest, certainly we can do the same. And we can accept it as a blessing, which I believe it is. So it's time to snuggle into your favorite sleeping position and get your head nestled into your pillow just right. Get the covers situated where they feel so comfortable and cozy. And then when you're settled, let's take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Deuteronomy chapter 8. Be careful to follow every command I am giving you today. so that you may live and increase and may enter and possess the land that the Lord promised on oath to your forefathers. Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the desert these 40 years to humble you and to test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commands. He humbled you, causing you to hunger, and then feeding you with manna, which neither you nor your fathers had known, to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Your clothes did not wear out, and your feet did not swell during those 40 years. Know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so the Lord your God disciplines you. Observe the commands of the Lord your God, walking in his ways and revering him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land with streams, pools of water, with springs flowing in the valleys and hills, a land with wheat and barley, vines and fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil and honey, a land where bread will not be scarce, and you will lack nothing. A land where the rocks are iron, and you can dig copper out of the hills. When you have eaten and are satisfied, praise the Lord your God for the good land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I am giving you this day. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine houses and settle down, and when your herds and flocks grow large, and your silver and gold increase, and all you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. He led you through the vast and dreadful desert, that thirsty and waterless land with its venomous snakes and scorpions. He brought you water out of hard rock. He gave you manna to eat in the desert, something your fathers had never known, to humble and to test you, so that in the end it might go well with you. You may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands has produced this wealth for me. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your forefathers, as it is today. If you ever forget the Lord your God and follow other gods and worship and bow down to them, I testify against you today that you will surely be destroyed. Like the nations the Lord destroyed before you, so you will be destroyed for not obeying the Lord your God. Psalm 4, for the director of music with stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call to you, O my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Be merciful to me and hear my prayer. How long, O men, will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Selah. Know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call to him. In your anger, do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Selah. Offer right sacrifices and trust in the Lord. Many are asking, who can show us any good? Let the light of your face shine upon us, O Lord. You have filled my heart with greater joy than when their grain and new wine abound. I will lie down and sleep in peace. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.